So this will be a very quick video. This is for the 6th grade math notes that we took today. Again, this is the asynchronous instruction because if this was too fast for students, they can watch this video later on and they can write down the notes that they weren't able to write down, or if they missed something because they needed a bathroom break, they can catch back up on it with this video. So for 6th grade vocabulary, I told them that this was going to be the first unit, but then towards the end of the day, after dismissal, that changed. Instead of, we were going to start 6th grade curriculum with focusing on the unit that talks specifically about greatest common factor and least common multiple, which is really chapter 2, because we wanted to try and line things up differently. But instead, we're more likely just going to follow the pace of the book, and the book actually starts with positive and negative numbers. But that's okay. Just because we got chapter 2 notes instead of chapter 1 notes is not a big deal. It means we're just prepared for something that's going to come ahead of us. But I do want to share those 6th grade notes with you. So the 6th grade notes were just 2 vocabulary words with some examples that I shared. So one of the first things that I shared with them was the example and definition for greatest common factor. I wanted the students to understand that when you're listing out the factors of 2 numbers, that the largest number that appears on both of those lists is called the greatest common factor. And they will see it frequently in their textbook as GCF. So I provided them with an example. Here are the numbers 12 and 18, and I listed out the factors of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Because 1 times 12 gives me 12, 2 times 6 gives me 12, and 3 times 4 gives me 12. I then listed out the factors for 18. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Because 1 times 18 equals 18, 2 times 9 equals 18, and 3 times 6 equals 18. When I look at these list of factors, I'm looking for the largest number that appears on both of the lists. And when I look at which number shows up on both, 1 shows up, 2, 3, and 6. And 6 is the largest. So the greatest common factor of 12 and 18 would be 6. We then talked about least common multiple, how when you're listing out the multiples of 2 numbers, the smallest number that is on both lists is called the least common multiple, or LCM. So we took the number 6 and we listed off some multiples. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. When I say multiples, that's 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, 6 times 5. We did the same for the multiples of 8. 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4. Now, I don't need to list the numbers going on forever because I'm just looking for a number that appears on both lists that is the lowest number. And so 24 appears on both lists, and it is at the lowest number where they match. And so that would be the least common multiple of 6 and 8 is 24. Now there was one other thing that I shared with them that we did not draw directly in the notebook that I will share with you now. And so I just wanted them to know that you can visualize how you do greatest common factor in a pretty unique way. If you have graphing paper or grid paper, you can use it to visually break apart the factors to find the greatest common factor. I'll give you an example from my own personal notes. If you look down at the bottom here, I want to figure out what the greatest common factor of 45 and 60 is. So I could draw it out. 1 by 45 over here would give me the multiples or the factors of 1 and 45. I could break it up into 3 and 15. That would give me 45. And I could break it up into 5 and 9. Again, I would just be using the graphing paper to do 1 row of 45 cubes, or 3 rows of 15 cubes going across, and 5 rows of 9 cubes going across. It's kind of like an array. It's a visual representation of those factors. I could do the same thing for 60. I could do 1 by 60, 2 by 30, and 3 by 15. This allows me still then to look at all the factors, but then I can easily identify the biggest one that matches on both sides. So that's just a convenient way of doing it differently because this class is a very large class of auditory and visual learners, and so this might help you while you're trying to do greatest common factor. Thank you for looking at these notes. And again, I'm sorry that this is not going to be the unit 1 that we planned for, but tomorrow, if we have time, I can share with them some of the words that they will need to know for unit 1, which is all about integers, positive and negative integers, and absolute value. So that is something that we can do tomorrow. But thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful day.